The corner, holds on, dishes it back to Dame. Dame up to the wall, number 4, Lucas. Lucas has it, he dishes it back the other way, fed through the screen. The wobbles, dribbling all the way back over the line. The over and back awarded to the Outlaws. Sandberg controlling. Near side wall. Wheeled around the zone back through the corner. Delivered across off the shoulder in front of Ferris. Hard pass to the hands. Bartolome, sorry. Patroni. But Beaumont controlling now. Pass in front. Royer with a diving play on the inside. Just misses. It's picked up from Rye. Rye back to Royer. Stick down. Possession hand off to the other side. So Calgary now has a step to bring it up the floor. Dame tried to feed one through off the ground. And it's handed out by number 80, Scott Cavalinas. In between the pipes for the Outlaws. So Cavalinas and Jared Ferris, the two goaltenders in this contest. It's 0-0, 2:40 into the game. Shots locked at 2. Chance to the inside, dribbles through, pops up once again. Lucas has it, but Cavalinas, number 80, takes it. Now a hard and high arching pass all the way down into the hands of his opposing netminder, Jared Ferris, 33. To the hands of Zane Fletcher. Fletcher working up the zone, 1-on-2 battle. He gets taken to the wall, stapled down to the half boards, thrown to the floor. Baldock from the defensive play. He was in that scrum there. He's wheeling all the way down the left side. Throws one on net, and it gets caught in the pads of Ferris. So they all played out. Pachunery. Pachuoni. Worked around the zone. Continued passing at the top of the 24-footer. Quick sandwich play there, but it rolls out. Shot clock expired. Beaumont to take charge. It's back over the halfway point of the floor. Rye. Sandberg. Hands off. Number 7 diving play, Harris. And Rye will start to work things back up. Sandberg trying to evade some pressure, finds some space, throws one through. Another chance here in front, faking plays. I believe Forgrave being denied. So the Mountaineers now scamper up through the zone. DeGroot with it. Drops back over the line, the over and back to Beaumont. Getting that ball stripped away from him is McCann. Heading back the other way, finding an open man. And Foster. And it gets thrown through and they score! .453 into the contest. We get our first score of the game. First marker on the strong in this game. Both sides, however, having some offensive zone time, but the Mounties capitalize, unlike they did in that first matchup against the Outlaws, where they're outscored 9-0 in the first period of that one. So now another opportunity here, just whistled wide. 35 Seaborn. 32 gets it into Groot. Groot flipping off to Robichaud. Robichaud waiting patiently, his team making a change. Gets it to Dame. Dame working it up the wall down to the corner. Mulholland had a lane to try and get a seeing shot through. Fletcher with that last effort chance as the shot clock expired. So it'll be the Outlaws to work their way back. Forgrave from the near side gets it to Joseph Royer. Sandberg dancing through, gets it to Forgrave, other side. Whipping shot trickled through. It still was up for grabs in the crease. And a cross-checking penalty on the play will be dished out by the referees. So it's the Mountaineers with the first penalty taken in the contest. Number 18, Matt Martin, to the box for 2 on the cross-check. 13:52 left in the first. The Outlaws have a chance to tie the game at 1. So they take their time for a moment. Sandberg working it around the perimeter. Whistled through, just going wide. That play. And it'll roll to Beaumont territory. Picked up by Robichaud. Robichaud, the assistant captain on the squad. Trying to kill some time. They're man down. Zane Fletcher passes it cross floor. Fletcher gets it. Fake shot back on the inside. Trying to find some space on the short side of Cavalinas. Controlling the ball is Needham. Gets it to Joseph Royer. Royer the dish back to Rye. Royer around the net, Forgrave. To Sandberg. Oh, it's thrown through. Back again was Royer, and now running chance up the floor here by Hawks to kill some time under a minute to go and the man down. His stick goes swinging. The Outlaws break down through the zone. Open chance. Going wide by Rye off the shoulder. Forgrave on the rebound. Sandberg, hard shot. Skipping past. Bouncing off the high glass. Back over the line. With 28 seconds left to go, and the penalty to Matt Martin. He got 2 for cross-checking. Shots 8-6 for the Outlaws as they're down 1-0. And a hard drive through to the hole. No good. On the side of the Mountaineers, shorthanded. Great chance. Can't be giving those up on the power play. Dalen Rye, number 18. And a shot thrown through. Forgrave on the doorstep, tying it at 1 apiece. And I'm not sure if that's a power play goal, but it will count regardless. Mountaineers near the end of that penalty kill. Nearly successful, but Forgrave stepping up once again, scoring now his 17th goal on the campaign, 30 points. He leads the Senior B division in scoring, was also the highest scoring player of the week, of course, so 30th point for him, 16th marker on the season. Sandberg also getting an assist on the play. And number 18, Sebastian Simonson. Wasn't sure who he was on the floor. Usually wears number 8, but different jerseys. He's rocking number 18. And with some momentum, the Outlaws are trying to forge something in the offensive end, though it rolls down to Cavalinas. Who's rocking the red and white pads. So 5-on-5 action, 1-1 game. Lucas is one to run it around the zone, evading the pressure from the Outlaws. Tossing one towards the cage, going wide. They keep the play going quickly now, up to Dame. Dame slinging one on. 1-on-3 battle almost. The 1-on-2, other players coming into the fold, and coming up with it is Fletcher. Or Whitney, number 7, not number 2. Whitney up to the top of the zone, up to Murphy. Murphy cutting on the inside, trying to get an open step. That he does, receives a pass, but is denied as Whitney picks it up again. Good dish from him on that one. So they will hand the ball back over to the Outlaws. 10:20 to go. First period action. Thanks for tuning in here on CROW LAX TV. Subscribe if you haven't already. There's 2 games going on today and tons of other action tomorrow as well during Father's Day. There's plenty of people will be enjoying celebrations this weekend. Spinning play 14, Hawks. Chops at it. Can't axe that one out. Up with it is McCann. McCann gaining a step, and a great stick by Mulholland. And in recovery as well as Robichaud. Robichaud getting it up, dishing it to 33, streaking down the zone. Though the change as Nelson steps out, denies any chance on a break. McChesney up to 11 to Murphy. McChesney goes for a change, 21 getting it, Foster. Lucas up through to Murphy. Now they wait. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Got to get something going. Lucas trying to find something through the bodies. It's no good. Beaumont to take hold. And it will be our first media timeout here of the game. 9:08 left to go. 9-9 are the shots even on the scoreboard at 1 aside. And I'd like to remind you that the Battle of the Border is back this September in Missoula, Montana. Tour the beautiful University of Montana campus. Learn about the Grizz LAX program and full ride scholarships available for Canadians, all while taking part in the annual North versus South Box Lacrosse tournament. Learn more today by following us on Instagram at Battle of the Border LAX. So Forgrave extending his point lead in the Senior B division up to 30, 17 goals now on this season. Apologies there. Don't want to sell him short. He's a fantastic player. Now it's Sebastian Simonson, who usually wears number 8. Rocking 18, dishing off. Forgrave there with the long flow. Joseph Royer mushing through the inside, trying to be the open man in front. Generates a chance, but is back up the other way. McChesney. To Parchunery. Now to 21, Foster. Hands back, Murphy. Top of the zone, Robichaud. Robichaud with the pass in front, Dame. And up the way, it's Berdini. Forgrave with the handoff. Simonson with Forgrave going down as well. Simonson in behind the net, top of the zone. He receives a pass. Simonson swinging, throws one through. Battle for the ball. The hands of McChesney. McChesney waits. Saw Whitney there. Missed his stick. And now it's Needham, number 9. Far side for the Outlaws. Bouncing play to Duart. Duart to Royer. Royer stepping back. Through to Rye. Now dropping the shoulders, Simonson, and he whips one through. Sandberg with the bobble just for a moment. He regains possession. Now it's far side pass. Simonson trying to work on through to the net. Had the shot there. Sorry, Simonson with it now here. Numbers all look so similar. I haven't seen these jerseys before. Absolutely beautiful, but nonetheless a shot thrown on Royer. And a high pass made out by Ferris. And no day off here for the Mountaineers, or no period off. It was 9-0 score differential in the first game against these two teams, with Beaumont scoring all 9 of them, of course, and now they might have a break. Number 27, Luke Royer, with some speed, and he throws one just wide. They try and trail back. Told that spot in the offensive end, though the over and back is awarded to the Mountaineers. Number 21 with it, Foster. Foster threw a stick. Almost got the shot on the cage. Heavy hit thrown on Murphy. McCann dishing off, low shot, just going wide is Bowman. So it remains 1-1, 5:40 to go here in this first. Whitney stepping back, unloading. Jeremy with the offer into Forgrave. Up to Royer. So Sandberg up to Forgrave once again. Royer is there as well. Sandberg had it through, and at the top of the crease with the finish, Callan Harris taking the lead for Beaumont, 2-1. So with 5:07 left to go in the first, the Outlaws getting their first lead of the game. They have a goal from Ethan Forgrave, who opened the scoring for Beaumont. The misplay on the face-off. It's to Beaumont. From their own end, it's Calgary trying to work something up. Lucas ends up to Cavalinas. He gets it all the way down the floor past Simonson. Couldn't see that one to try and catch it. Bartolome with Murphy. Hands it off. Robichaud. Robichaud in front. Quick chance and trying to pin it through over the shoulders. Foster. Good step up by Cavalinas to keep it at 2-1 for Beaumont. Now another one ripped on through. It's Murphy. Forcing the spill is Patroni. Pops to Lucas. As they continue to pass it around the zone. Back across, Lucas holding out in front behind the back play. Cavalinas is there. Shut it down. So now the Outlaws have an opportunity to break out of their zone. Berdini for Rye. Simonson had the stick of Harris popping up, so it's Calgary back up the floor. Chesser running circles, hands it off, goes for a change. It's Whitney. Whitney with some help. Try and hold off the pressure, gets a heavy shot on. Good save once again, Cavalinas. Now holding there, Foster taking a holding, and that will be a penalty against a Beaumont. Clear grab of the jersey. Stuck to him like glue, and now it's Calgary with their first power play opportunity of the game, down 2-1. So 2:24 left to go. 2-1 for Beaumont. 17-16 are the shots for the Mounties. Robichaud. Foster, Robichaud. They play catch. Robichaud surveyed the play. Perhaps a shot passed through, still in the grasp of Foster. Hard shot, heard the pad. Cavalinas taking hold. So Forgrave comes out on the floor, one-on-one here. Forgrave trying to cut past his man. Another great opportunity, but foot's in the crease. So it's Murphy to leave it for Fletcher with the tuck jersey. Off to Foster. Foster all the way back down behind the net. Foster patrolling the top of the zone. He plays catch. Behind the back play, hard. Ripper passed off the stick of Fletcher. 1:23 to go. Baldock. Baldock near side. Sandberg in front, and he scores! Sandberg just cutting or finding some space behind the line of defense of the Mountaineers and being the open man. Right spot, right time, and good finish from him, extending the lead to 2 goals for Beaumont on the power play. So they dig in on the floor. With it is Luke Royer. Just about a minute to go. Luke Royer digging in 1-on-3. The only man for the Outlaws fighting for the ball right now. With only 4 players on the floor. Sorry, it was on the penalty kill, that goal was. Misspoke. They try and forward some offense here. Robichaud on the top of the crease, keeping his foot out was Murphy. Got the opportunity against. 3-on-2 battle in behind the net. Just 3 seconds remaining before 5-on-5 action continues. The Outlaws have to get over the halfway point of the floor. That they do. With it is Ride. A Forgrave, and he scores! The Outlaws pouring it on with a goal on the shorthand and capitalizing 5-on-5 right after 4-1 with 14 seconds to go in the first frame. So McCann is the one to scoop it up. He has it just for a moment. Pops out of his stick. Sandberg up to Forgrave. They'll pull their goaltender. Cavallina is coming off the bench. Just 2 seconds ago. They got to get a shot on. Try and throw one through. No good. The attempt from the Mountaineers is no good as the period ends 4-1. Score in favor of the home team in Beaumont against the Mountaineers in this Senior B matchup. Coming at you live here on CROW LAX. I'm Zachary Kubish, and we'll be back for second period action in just a moment. Welcome back to the Ken Nickel Recreational Center down in Beaumont. It's a Senior B matchup. The Mounties up against the Outlaws who play hosts here in Beaumont. And it's a 4-1 score after 20 minutes. Beaumont started the game down 1-0, but they have a 4-goal run. One of those goals coming on the shorthand. Play continues here as seems to be a goaltender change in the crease for Beaumont, putting Hetman in. Cavalinas was the starter. He stopped 19 of 20 shots here in the game. Or sorry, my apologies. Cavalinas still in net for the Outlaws. As the Mountaineers are in the offensive zone and they score! 47 seconds into the second, they answer back, cutting the deficit down to just 2. Cavalinas doesn't look too happy with the goal against there. So both goaltenders are in the net. Jared Ferris, Cavalinas for Beaumont. So McCann's the one to take it for Beaumont. Forgrave receiving the pass as well. He goes to a stride, gets it to Royer. Forgrave, man falling in front of him, drops his shoulder, cuts him towards the crease, and hugs the goalie, taps on the shoulders. Everybody's good there. So quick whistle blown by the officials, holding call during the play. Exactly a minute in, we will see another power play opportunity handed out, number 23. Harry Osler sitting for 2 on the hold. So the Outlaws give up a goal just 47 seconds in, and just 13 seconds later they get granted with a power play. So Sandberg had an assist in that first, off to Rye. Back and forth with him. Top of the zone, Simonson, kick save by the man in goal, Ferris. Now the Mountaineers work it back up. It's McChesney. Down with it is Martin. Matt Martin serving a penalty in that first. He gets draped over by multiple Outlaw defenders, though. It's killing time. Good job on Martin here. With protection, one-handed shot attempt, though he killed 30 plus seconds on the penalty. So the Outlaws start to make passes around the zone. And it's Simonson getting on the board once again, his second of the game. 5-2 for the Outlaws. The last game, Simonson had a goal against the Mounties. Their first meeting this season, which was their most recent match against. So from the war, off the draw, the Mounties get it here. 2-on-0 and a quick chance. Denial in front. Cavalinas standing there and having a conversation with the official behind the play, looked upset. There was no play called, I believe, during that rush. So Harris, the deep dish pass off. It bounces all the way out to the hands of 35, Seaborn. Seaborn has a chance. Natty gets it on. Cavalinas handing it out. Jeremy. Cross, Royer with the shot. I believe that came off the shoulder for a moment, but stepping out to pick that up is Ferris. It's a far side. DeGroot has it, rocking the pink shoes to Foster. Foster with the lane, takes it. The pass denied as it bounces out with Lucas taking control. Fletcher dropping the shoulder out in front, diving play, but the foot was in the crease. Foster's goal will not count. So it stays 5-2 the game. Forgrave to Royer, open man. The Mountaineers scamper back up the zone. I believe that's Dame now to the hands of Foster. Foster losing his stick, though a chance in front. Crossbody shot was no good. Hard pass out off the floor. Possible one-on-one opportunity. Taken behind the net, Bowman. Though it trickles onto Ferris. Cross pass, Smith. Back to Fletcher. Up to Murphy. Murphy back around the zone. Robichaud. Robichaud, quick pass to Murphy, and it winds up in the back of the net. Mountaineers with 3 in the game. 5-3 is the score. That one just trickling in behind the shoulder of Cavalinas. So in that first frame, we exited the first frame. 4-1 for the Outlaws. And in that first game they played, it was a 9-0 goal differential in favor of Beaumont. Now it's 2-1 right now. Just under 5 minutes to go in this second period for the Mounties. Both teams had 2 goals either side in that second period of the last game that they played against. And then the Mounties outscored the Outlaws 2-1. Now a chance here from Chesser. Squeezing on that one. Cavalinas in his crease. Chesser turning on the afterburners to come up with that chance. Dalen Rye with the back step. Gets it successfully to Forgrave. Forgrave protecting, and he scores! Ethan Forgrave with a pair in the game. Goal in that first and a goal now in the second. 6-3. Beaumont doubling up the Outlaws. Or sorry, the Mountaineers. The Outlaws with some gunslingers on their team, no doubt. Now it's McCann, quick rush. McCann, and he just misses wide on the chance. So quick strike once again. Now they have Seaborn for the Mountaineers, and scampering up the zone, it's Needham. Needham hands off, and cross crease plays no good. Dalen Rye, the open man on that doorstep. With it, Seaborn. Seaborn near side. Robichaud. Robichaud, Lucas. Lucas maintains. Murphy. Murphy holds, gets pushed back. Murphy to Lucas, down low. Robichaud, under 8 seconds to go on the shot clock. Diving play, and he scores! No, they'll call it back. Mountaineers celebrating. Another foot in the crease, called back. Second time in this period alone for Calgary. Technically would be 6-5, both of those counted. So Sandberg, the Outlaws Take it around the zone. No open space for them. Getting it to Dewart. Good shot on, held off and aside to Martin. Martin for Hawks. Hawks awaits the change. Gets it to Dame. Dame jogging down that left side, turning back to the hands of Murphy. Murphy to Robichaud, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Robichaud to Fletcher, dropping the shoulder, getting it through. So that shot clock will be renewed. 28 seconds and counting. Robichaud. Murphy. Murphy with some assistance. High pass. Almost misses Fletcher. Good catch from him there. Fletcher. Robichaud. Swinging one through. Pops up. Comes to the hands of Cavalinas, who is tired of the chances again. Stepping out of his net to create the pass out. Can to Royer. Rye. Rye's pass is picked off. Chesser now. Down the stretch. Chesser on the outside. Just couldn't pick the corner over the shoulder. His second rush opportunity in the period. From the wall, Whitney takes it and he'll have some wax. He gets a pass up, low chance. Going wide. McChesney. So the Mountaineers, plenty of chances to try and score in the period, nearly 2 partial breaks. A couple fantastic doorstep opportunities. Another one coming here, diving play. It will be turned back. Yeah, 2 diving plays in the crease were called back. Both of them going in the net for the Mountaineers, but both goals called back in this second frame. 11:20 to go. Beaumont takes a quick change. Sandberg out on the floor with Bowman there as well, who had the ball just get past him. Joseph Royer takes a bump, but he'll head off to the bench. Matt Martin waits, takes a cross check from behind by McCann. Robichaud filtering through the pass to the far side. 21, Foster. Robichaud against McCann. Hands off to the backside. Top of the zone once again. 5 seconds in the shot clock. Play pass down low to Foster. That evades him. And Forgrave will be the one to take it as it rolls down, dribbles into his mesh. He scoops it up. Joseph Royer. Rye. Rye to Sandberg. Sandberg diverting to Rye in the middle. Royer can't get free. In the battle, stuck in the mud, takes it to the wall. Rye, quick chance through, shot clock nearly expiring, and it does. Good perseverance by Royer to stay in the fight. However, on the flip side of that coin, Mountaineers doing a good job to swallow up the play, shut down any lanes that the Outlaws can try and take a step towards as they try and form some offense here. Robichaud sees no lane. Soft dish across in the crease. The man to take it is Baldock. So possession handed over, 9:40 to go and counting. Pop up for a moment, swinging chance down to the zone. Dane. Cavalinas will take it, but they will whistle play down, call a timeout. Here in the second, 6-3, Beaumont leads at the media timeout. And the Battle of the Border is back this September in Missoula, Montana. Tour the beautiful University of Montana campus. Learn all about the CROW LAX program. 4 ride scholarships are available for Canadians, and you can take a part in the annual North versus South Box Lacrosse tournament. Learn more about the event today. Follow Battle of the Border LAX on Instagram. So 4-1 was the story after 20 minutes. 10:32 trickled down in the second. It's 6-3. The Outlaws leading. But they are behind in shots. The Mountaineers have pushed back quite a bit, and some goals called off, called back, 2 feet in the crease. So a pair of possible goals that gets scratched off the score sheet. This is where they find themselves now, taking possession from the offensive corner. Murphy was the one to swing it aside. Robichaud was the man to get it in front. Can't pick up his rebound. It's number 9, Needham, for Beaumont. Gallops into the zone, protects as his team makes a change. Harris is the man to feed it back through to Rye. Plays catch, changing positions. Rye with Foregrave. Pair of goals in the game. Behind the net, Foregrave open off the shoulder of Ferris. So high pass to Joseph Royer. 25 seconds on the shot clock. Royer skips down in below the 24-foot line. Duart, hard move in front. Power move denied. Popped up to Foregrave. So quick pass across. Swinging chance through Rye. No good. Ferris with the dish off, and Robichaud shoots and scores. Good finish from Robichaud. Though he's down on his knees, taking a hard spill on the play. Hopefully everything's all right, but the trainer coming out on the floor, he needs some assistance to get taken off. So it seems to be favoring that right leg, a lower body issue. Apparently it's good to see him get up and walk, but hopefully it's just a bad stinger, not anything too serious for him. Wishing all is well with Robichaud, who Bryden Robichaud gets the 4th goal for the Mounties here in the game. 6-4, Beaumont leading. Mountaineers striking once again. So 3-2 is the goal differential for Calgary. Or I guess you could say Calgary. Bartolome to trail back in front of his own crease. It'll be the Outlaws to hold. So Simonson from Duart on to the wall. Harris back up to the top of the zone. Foregrave. Royer whistling shot. Ends up in the netting and out near the Outlaws tunnel. So the referee will grab a new one from his back pocket. Play continues. Sandberg. Foregrave over to Duart. Left side, right-hander. Behind the net. Fed in front. High chance. Denial. Ferris just getting a piece of that. That's all you need to deflect it out, though. Foregrave and company continue to force the pressure on. So Simonson was the one to swing it around the zone. Foregrave from behind the net makes a dish in front to Sandberg. Shoots and scores. And the Outlaws have find themselves answering back quite quickly in the game. That they do once again. 7-4. 3-goal lead regained from Beaumont. And the Mountaineers have to watch off the face-off to stay sharp. I've noticed a few times that Beaumont has forced the pressure immediately after the draw. They've been decent on the face-offs as well. As they battle hard, they dig in. Beaumont taking charge again. Luke Royer is the one to be taken out against the wall. The Mountaineers doing a good job to shut them down to force the offense in their hand. So Osler to Dame. Dame waits up for Fletcher. Fletcher with some contact with Dame getting past him. Murphy, spinning play. Paceroni. Royer takes it. Over to Harris. Just under 6:30 to go here in the second. Rye trying to get it to Forgrave. Now pass out McChesney. That gets denied. Kept in Harris. Forgrave behind the back play. And he scores. What a play by Ethan Forgrave. Didn't have the angle whatsoever. Decides to take it behind the back and finds the back of the net. 8-4 Beaumont. And just some of what Forgrave offers for this Beaumont team. I believe that's his 32nd point, 17th or 18th goal, leading the Senior B division. He definitely has a pair in the game here today. The many times, if any, he's held off the score sheet, and he's showing why he's such an offensively gifted player here in this division. So with the push down from Beaumont, Calgary to take charge. They work it to the far side corner. Played up back to the top of the zone, Whitney. Whitney from Lucas. Lucas off the wall, Foster. Foster picked it up again. Cavalinas was there. Pulled off. Not the way Osterman. 5:05 to go in the second. From behind his own net, 33, McChesney. Murphy from the corner, swung through and down low, saved by Cavalinas, who whips one up the floor to Needham. Needham on the offense. Fletcher there as well. Needham's the one to pick the pocket, to take the ball, and gets it to Forgrave, who has a pair on the day. Forgrave, fake shot. Outside move, works it in front. McCann gets swiped aside and dribbles down to the Beaumont end. Dalen Rye isn't too happy with the ref's decision to give the ball up to Calgary. Now he has to sit back on the back foot on defense. The Outlaws take hold. High pass to the hands of Royer. Luke Royer getting denied. Dalen Rye was there on the charge as well, and quick worked up by the Mountaineers. Quickly in front. Paceroni. Excuse me for the mispronunciation of that name. Not particularly the best of names, but Patruni with that chance there. So the Outlaws back on the penalty kill. Berdini, 46 to the box for two. 8-4 is the score. Mountaineers, another chance with the man up. They work it up around. Paceroni was there with the chance. Now McCann has it. He fires. And spinning in his crease, Ferris holds it out. Foster. Soft pass. Fake to Fletcher. Gets it to Pacerni. Pacerni. High bounce from Foster. In the corner, Dame. Pacerni couldn't get one through, and now quickly, it's Rye. Rye with the handoff. Bounces down low, not sure where that is. It's Mountaineers back up. Pacerni almost had a chance all alone in front. Couldn't hold it, Pacerni. Murphy up all the way around the zone. It's Lucas being the open man on the back door, but it's thrown in front by Fletcher. So still, we're now within 3. Back within 3 are the Mountaineers with that power play marker from Zane Fletcher. So there's 2:30 left to go. The second shots are dead even at 37. The Outlaws scoring a goal on special teams on the shorthand. The Mountaineers capitalizing in this period on the power play. So McCann up against Fletcher. Now it's McCann. The high shot's no good. Side swipe wasn't there. Luke Royer. Now it's Matt Martin. Hand back to Ferris. Low pass caught. He decides to send it all the way down the floor. Cavalinas scoops it. Cavalinas. Quick passing through. What a play made. Ardini shoots and scores. And the Mountaineers continue on the slow bleed. They claw their way back closer from the deficit down on the scoreboard, and once again, just a couple minutes later, they let a goal against. McChesney works it up for Mulholland. Around the zone once again. To the corner. Power move made. Spinning chance once again. Cavalinas doesn't know where it is. He did a 360 himself. Well, it stayed out in a holding call on the play. 1:23 to go. And I'd like to remind you to follow CROW LAX TV on any of our social media platforms. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and X. We're there giving updates on all the teams and all the scores in the game. We appreciate your viewership here today. 2 games, this one included, on the day. More action on Father's Day. So power play for the Mountaineers. Steven Nielsen to the box for the Outlaws. And they'll work it around. Foster. Pacerni. Shot attempt through Murphy. Off the stick of Murphy. He gets it back again on that right side. Pacerni. Top of the zone. Foster. Through the bodies. High hit, but taking that one down is Osterman. To McCann. That was a diving play by the Mountaineers defender. As they bring it back up, 30 seconds to go, 9-second differential on the shot clock, under or 15 and less here. Mountaineers can get an opportunity here. Lucas hands it off. Dame finds the back of the net. So once again, back within 3. They keep trading goals, playing ping pong here. And at the end of the first, the Mountaineers were within 3. They've had glorious chances here in the second. Both teams putting a boatload of goals up against. 5 goals on either side. With 10 seconds to go in the middle frame, though it will be whistled down. So 8 seconds and 7/10 to go. 40-36 are the shots. There will be a timeout taken, maybe one last chance. And I'd like to remind you that the Battle of the Border is back this September in Missoula, Montana. Tour the beautiful University of Montana campus. Learn about the Grizz LAX program and full ride scholarships available for Canadians, all while taking a part in the annual North versus South Box Lacrosse Tournament. Learn more by following Battle of the Border LAX on Instagram. So the Outlaws pulling Cavalinas to have one last-ditch effort. Or I guess it's not their last effort, but they want to get 10 on the board to walk away from the second period up by 4 goals. So a bit of a risk here. It will be Dewart to start for the Outlaws. Quickly, he gets it across the floor to Sandberg. Top of the zone, trying to find the man for the possible one-timer, though. No risk, no reward. 9-6 is the story after 40 minutes here, and we still got 40 minutes to go. Thank you for tuning in here on CROW LAX TV. I'm Zachary Kubish. We'll be back after a brief intermission. And we're back here, just 20 minutes of action left to go between the Mountaineers and the Outlaws here from Beaumont in the Ken Nickel Recreational Center. I'm Zachary Kubish. Pleased to be joining you here on the call today. Thank you so much for your viewership here on CROW LAX TV. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Notifications on to get notified anytime we go live for a broadcast. 2 broadcasts here on our streams today, including this game here. It's 9-6 after 40 minutes. Outlaws leading Calgary, and at the end of 20 minutes, it was 4-1. So 3-goal difference at the end of each period. The Outlaws in favor on each side, and they only trailed for a few minutes, 10 or so minutes in that first period. They were down 1-0 early, the Beaumont Outlaws were, before striking back, and they had a 4-goal run. So this is a tight game. The Mountaineers did have a couple goals called back against them. Foot in the crease. They got a power play goal as well in that second, while giving up a shorthanded goal on a power play opportunity as well. So we're in for some good action to round it out with just 20 minutes left to go. Shots in favor of the Mountaineers, 40-38 on the day. The goaltenders, Jared Ferris for Calgary, is in between the pipes, and on the other side, Scott Cavalinas is the man. They've been in the crease the entire game as well. From center floor draw, dribbles all the way down to Ferris. So it's Simonson for the Outlaws. They take a moment to try and create there. The shot by Rye goes through, but seen the whole way by Ferris. So quickly, he passes it up to Murphy. Murphy up across to Bartolome. Bartolome goes off for a swap. It's Murray getting challenged there by Rye. He diverts the play. Swinging around the zone, back in front. It's up for grabs for a moment. McCann with the quick feet takes it. Evades 3 Mountaineers defenders with the pass off to Forgrave. Forgrave gets taken to the boards for a second by Murray. It's passed up to Whitney. So Whitney hits the brakes. Just over a minute into the period. Spins aside. Walker draping over him. It's Lucas. Lucas handing off. Pacherny got the shot through, and it hit the netting, so play whistled down. Calgary to keep possession. They'll continue to move it around. Mulholland on the floor. In the corner, trying to make a play. Believe that's Whitney. Still out on play. The pass there comes over the halfway point of the floor. Outlaws to take hold. From the corner, Sandberg. Sandberg with it, dishes aside. Simonson delivers a pass across as well to Sandberg, who tries to cut it. Chopping shot down low. Denial Ferris. Up to Harris. Far side. In off the back wall. Dewart trying to steer past the defender to try and challenge the play, but they're able to get it up with Osler. So Osler now the man back, and it's given away, though the ref's hand is up. McCann with a beautiful pickoff. Could have been streaking down towards the net. They did have the extra man on with Ferris coming out. 2 minutes for crotch checking. Going to Mitchell Sandberg. So exactly 2 minutes and 30 seconds into the frame. Tons of time left for the Mountaineers to get back in this one. Man-up advantage for Calgary. So they'll take their time on the initial setup. Swung right through. Not sure if that play by Cavalinas to spin was sweeping it away on the floor, though he made the save nonetheless. Royer, top of the zone as Simonson scampers off the bench. He's on the near side wall. It's taken through to the middle from Rye to Simonson. So Simonson can't see a lane through, gets it to Rye. Rye is challenged by the stick of number 14, Hawks. And Ferris will make the passing play out. So Hawks passes off and changes with Murphy, the man to come out. He receives the ball, gets it to Foster. Foster to Murphy, in front, and they score! Zane Fletcher doubling down with 2, matching the number of his jersey on the day here, and they're just 2 back to tie this one at 9-7. So quick answer from the Mountaineers with the man up. 1 minute and 3 seconds is all they needed to work and find the back of the net on the power play. So they try and dig in once again. Chesser was there. A great chance in front by Luke Royer. That one whistles and goes awry. It's a good pressure to try and keep Matt Martin back. He's able to get in the zone. It's Foster. 12 seconds left on the shot clock. Robichaud. That's Martin. Martin gets taken to the boards. Can't get the shot on. And with 2 seconds left in the shot clock, actually, they had a foot in the crease violation. So Needham. Sebastian Simonson, diving attempt. Quickly now to DeGroot. Christian DeGroot back to Murphy. Murphy getting a couple stick taps from Nelson. He's able to hold sway against that. Fletcher, top of the zone. Almost had a lane through. McCann is the one to pick it up, though. Possession handed off to Calgary. Top of the dotted lines. Off the shoulder of Cavalinas. Rebound comes back out. Baubles to the top of the offensive end. Dame. Left side, takes a couple steps in. Continues to survey. Hands it to Murphy. Murphy with some help. Cuts on the inside and he scores. Ben Foster diving towards the crease. Finds the back of the net. Just one goal needed from Calgary to tie this one up. So they've taken the momentum from that first goal they got on the power play here in this period, and they've kept it so far. The Outlaws in that first 40 minutes doing a good job of striking back quickly, though the Mountaineers, I believe, first time they've had a 2-goal run in the game. It's been ping-pong on the scoreboard this entire time, going back and forth with shot chances and goal markers. So 9-8, 14-11 to go. It's Calgary back in the offensive zone again. A glorious chance in front. Cavalinas shutting down Pacerney. Excuse me. Forgrave with the dish off to Rye. Now it's Royer. Royer across, hard shot. Kept in the crease by Ferris. And it was Hawks being thrown down aggressively. He hobbles back to the Mountaineers bench. Though now it's Whitney. So Whitney dishes across, open man. Foster with the most recent goal. Trying to work something again. Finding something from seemingly nothing. Whitney Whitney. Dame is the man he was trying to find. Foster takes his opposition to the boards. That was McCann falling in towards the half wall. And play will be called down. This possession to Calgary, not exactly sure why they blew that one. Lucas out on the floor as well. Here with Foster, 21. Shot clock expires. Beaumont to take their hand at the offensive drive. So McCann to Forgrave, who's quickly pressured by two defenders, finds an open spot. Forgrave had the chance. That goes over top of the net. Simonson back to Forgrave, right side. Simonson in front protecting. Can't get it through the stick. Forgrave on the outside trying to make the move on the bottom corner. Near side corner. Can't get the shot on. That does hit the net. However, Ferris had the chance to feed the pass out. McChesney up through to Mulholland. Mulholland, the bounce pass up to Fletcher. Cavalinas gets it on the deflection. Cavalinas has to make the pass out. That he does to Joseph Royer. Whipping dish through the crease. That goes wide all the way back, though didn't hit anybody, so it's good on the play to trickle back into the offensive zone. Royer, under 10 seconds to go on the shot clock. Tossed on, second opportunity. Forgrave. They spike it down from the crease. Right side now, Matt Martin. Heavy crash in front of the net. It will be a hit from behind. Beaumont. Ethan Forgrave is unhappy heading off to the bench. Hands up in the air. So man up advantage. Mounties looking to tie the game. Chase Bowman to the box. 4 minutes. Not just two on that one. Hit from behind for 4-minute marker. So they have plenty of time to work with on the extra man. No need to rush with 11:22 to go in the game to tie this up. Foster, hard shot. Comes up. Back the other way. Dame. Dame with Fletcher. 2 goals on the game. On hat-trick watch. Pacherny dishing off. Pacherny taking it off the wall. Foster back on the right side. Dishing pass. Foster hard shot off the crest. Comes up to Dame. Dame waits, holds, fires, shoots, scores! 42 seconds to work with on the passing plays. Sharp maneuvers by the Mountaineers, now tying it at 9-aside, and still, because it was a 4-minute power play that they were given, have 2 minutes to work with the man up as well to try and take the lead in the game. First time it's been tied since the first period. It was tied at 1-1. So just about 6 minutes into that first frame before the Outlaws took a 2-1 lead and never looked back. So the Outlaws on the penalty kill, 10:35 to go. With it is Dalen Rye. Forgrave out on the floor. Takes a clotheslining hit. He's good as he gets back up. Hawks up in the offense for the Mountaineers. He goes off for a change. Fletcher's there as well as Dame. The left side of the net down low with the shot option. Foster, right side. Dame couldn't catch that one, though. It's Foster on the rebound. Behind the back, play across. They whistled that one wide. It will be whistled down. Play called. They will continue at 9:57. It's Joseph Royer. 1:05 left to go on the power play for Calgary. 1-on-2, trying to force Royer back to the line. Royer soft play down low. Faking that one. Royer sandwich, 5 seconds to go on the shot clock. Royer, the hard work towards the net. Was able to unload the shot, though he didn't get it on net. Good work, regardless, from Joseph Royer. Ptolemy to Murphy for Fletcher. Back to Foster. Pacherny for Foster. Dame, Foster. Comes up in the crease for a moment. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Outlaws hold. 8 seconds until 5-on-5 play continues. It's Liam McCann. Liam McCann with the pass attempt to Sandberg. He steps from the box. 5-on-5 play continues. 8:35 to go. It's Forgrave. Hard on from the back wall. Hit the back side of the netting for a moment. Did crinkle the mesh. Eden Smith handing off. Hard pass to Murphy, who controls. Gets it down low. With the catch, there's Mulholland. Mulholland evading Luke Royer. Mulholland making the pass. Cavallines. High pass flipped out. Simonson just past him, though he regains. Simonson hard bounce off the floor and attempts to get it to Forgrave, who continues to work to fight for the ball. And it is Foster for Calgary with Patroni. Patroni to Dame, low shot, patted aside, bounce back to the hands of McCann. 7:30 to go. Underhand scoop to Dewart. Dewart with Royer coming out off the bench. He takes it. Royer doing good on the penalty kill in that second half to create some opportunities. Forgrave to Dewart, back the other side, Sandberg. He's got a hard shot from distance. Patroni. Foster from the floor. Lucas with the pass off. Hard shot over top. Cavallines almost had it. It's Ryan Walker for the Outlaws, getting it to Berdini. Berdini's foot was in the crease. He does have a goal on the game as well. The whistle will be blown down. Exciting action that we've seen here through the first 13 minutes and 35 seconds of action. And I'd like to remind you that the Battle of the Border is back this September in Missoula, Montana. Tour the beautiful University of Montana campus. Learn about the Grizz LAX program and full ride scholarships that are available for Canadians. You can also take part in the annual North versus South Box Lacrosse Tournament. Learn more today by following Battle of the Border LAX on Instagram. And it is the Mounties with the shot lead. They've held that category for the majority of the game, 53-46. Unofficially here, it is now 9-9. It was a 3-goal differential at the end of 20 minutes, 4-1. 9-6 in favor of the Outlaws once again entering this third period. 9-9 is where we see it here. Mountaineers in favor of the offense for majority of this period so far. 6 power play minutes for them, capitalizing twice with the extra man. And it's a bouncing play in towards the net. Hard pass out. Royer could have had the stretch down towards the cage. He takes a slip in the corner, but gets it back to Rye. Rye over to Dewart. delivers the pass back to Rye once again. Dewart, the recipient. Forgrave collecting. Forgrave cutting in the zone as Simonson took the shot through. Swiped on. Now quickly, it's the Mountaineers with Dame. Dame in front. McChesney firing on. They will keep possession. 5:25 left to go. Thank you for tuning in here on CROW LAX. Zachary Kubish here with the call in this Senior B matchup. Beaumont hosting Calgary in their second matchup of the season. Beaumont winning 12-4 the last time these two teams met earlier this month. Now a faking chance from Foster. Maybe one too many fakes to try and get that one through, but he did. Berdini with Harris there as well. Harris across. Royer. Simonson. Forgrave. Over to Sandberg. Back to the far side of the floor. Behind the back play. Out in front, cutting towards the crease was Harris. Taken to the wall. But the possession to be taken from Calgary. 23, Osler hands it up. Fight for the ball. Whitney loses out to Forgrave. There's a man to take it up the floor for the Outlaws. Game tied at 9. So if somebody doesn't score here in the last 4:15, we'll see some overtime. Hunter McChesney for Davis Dame. Dame against Needham. Turning away from him, Lucas. So Lucas with a quick skip to the middle. Lucas trying to find a lane. He unloads a shot. Cavalinas saving that one. That's Osterman for Nielsen. Up to Forgrave. Forgrave with the shove behind the back. Challenging the defenders all by himself. Forgrave to the open man in Dalen Rye. Rye with Dewart providing some assistance. By Forgrave up to Dewart. Short side save. Ferris in the crease. Now they play it from off the floor. Hawks is the one to step up for the Mountaineers. Collecting once again are the Outlaws. Rye. Hand it off near side. Back up the floor. Harris. Harris now maybe wanted to take a rush, though he turns back. Simonson up for Sandberg, cutting through. Simonson back left side, diagonal pass. Sandberg shoots and scores! Mitchell Sandberg has had plenty of opportunities from the top of the zone there. That one regains the lead for the Outlaws. 10-9 is the score. Just 2:36 left to go for the Mountaineers to tie this game back up. They've had the only 3 goals up until this point. The Mountaineers being down 9-6 entering the third frame, tying it at 9, and it's Sandberg coming up big time for Beaumont here at home. I'd like to remind you to follow CROW LAX TV on any social media platforms. We give updates of the games after the action, trades, and everything in between. All you need to know about the Rocky Mountain Lacrosse League. From the face-off, Zane Fletcher. The man has 2 goals in the game. Taken down to his knees. Keeps hold of the ball. And the Mountaineers need to make a change to add some offensive players down on the floor to tie this back up. Ferris still in the net, 5-on-5. Fletcher. A hard swing through Troni. Patruni. Well, back to Calgary side of things. Beaumont gets their hand with the ball once again. Harris to Dewart, back the other way. To Royer and Sandberg. Same move as he had before to regain the lead. Fired a shot on. Shaking his head as he exits to the bench with under 2 to go. 1:53 left in the game. So Calgary will start the play. Dame, the man to start up the play. Now diving chance, taking the spill. And it's Rye to the left side. Forgrave up with him. Needham back on the defense. He goes for a change. Joseph Royer back out on the floor. Simonson as well. 1:30 to go. 18 in the shot clock and counting. So they take a moment with Rye there. And it's Royer. Now that bounces out up to number 23, Osler. Osler, the first man up for his Calgary squad. Osler to Lucas, 1:04 in the game. Pass in front, diving play. Cavalinas with the shoulder save. So McCann takes a quick stop, hands it to Forgrave, who moves in motion. Grounded out to Stewart. Back to Sandberg. This is a 10th goal to make it 10-9 for the Outlaws. Simonson with it. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Simonson has to get one through. That hits Ferris. Hawks with it, and they're calling a timeout. So Calgary with the timeout. They have possession here. 26.2 seconds left in the game, and they have to try and forge something up, pull their goaltender and Ferris to make it 6-on-5 to try and force this game to overtime. They have 9 more shots than the Outlaws in the game. 59-50 in that marker. In the last game between these two teams on the 1st of June, the Mounties dropping 12-4 in that first period. It was the Outlaws scoring 9 goals, with Calgary being held off the score sheet in that first. And each team in that previous game had 2 goals each in that middle frame, and the Mounties actually outscored the Outlaws 2-1 in that third. So it was just a different kind of game. In that first one, these two teams meet once again July 6th. Stu Peppered Arena, but we're still focused on the action here. They changed the score clock to 28 seconds. 6-on-5 action here. The Mountaineers down by just 1 to try and tie this up to force it to overtime. 15 seconds left. Play in front. Out to Foster. And the Outlaws trying to take it up, but McCann, heavy, hard hit. Thrown against the wall. Will be Nielsen to take it, though the play is blown down. So now the Outlaws taking a timeout of their own. I believe Mountaineers will end up putting their goaltender back in the crease with Ferris. 7.3 seconds to go. It's a very anxious time towards the end of the game, and especially tight games like this one when coaches are trying to call for a timeout. The referee having to see the team who wants to take a moment. Almost the entire team hollering out to the floor to try and get the attention of the refs sometimes. And that's not a dig at the refs or anything. It's just paying attention to a lot of things, and you want to call the timeout when you need one. You do it on the fly. And it will be Beaumont, the ones to take hold of the ball. So unless something catastrophic happens here, it will be the Outlaws' victory. They will safely take it behind their own net. Fired all the way down the floor, and it's an Outlaws victory, 9. Beaumont beating the Mountaineers. The next game for the Outlaws will come against the Knights tomorrow at the Pete King Memorial Center at 2 o'clock. That one gets going. And for the Mountaineers, they will face the Senior Rebels tomorrow as well at Stu Peppard Arena at 4 o'clock. But I'd like to personally thank you so much for tuning in here to the action today on CROW LAX TV. My name is Zachary Kubish. Have a great rest of your Saturday.